Britain's Queen Elizabeth II has died at the age of 96. The days after her death are meticulously regulated in a detailed protocol. Britain's Queen Elizabeth II is dead. As the palace announced, the Queen died peacefully on Thursday at the age of 96 at her Scottish country estate, Balmoral Castle. Elizabeth II reigned longer than any other British monarch before her. Her death triggers the meticulously planned Operation London Bridge. This is an official protocol that lists exactly who will be notified, when, how the population will be informed, what will happen to the heir to the throne, Prince Charles, and how the 10-day national mourning will take place. The palace and the central government agency Cabinet Office, which even has its own bridge department, are responsible for this. The death of Prince Philip and the operative Forth Bridge already showed how well rehearsed and strict the protocol is. D-Day, the anniversary of the Queen's death. On the so-called D-Day, the private secretary of the monarch first informs the Prime Minister Liz Truss, according to the official protocol. The code word London Bridge is down would be used, which would be followed by a virtual marathon of calls. As soon as the government has been informed, the PA News Agency will report the death of the monarch in a flash, and the royal family will issue an official statement. In addition, the flags on all public buildings will be lowered to half-mast within 10 minutes. But then follows directly a Gans salute, a national minute silent at the first meeting of Liz Truss with the new king. First audience of her appearance, Prince Charles. The 73-year-old will address his people as the new head of state. A memorial service would be held at London's St. Paul Cathedral. The official government website will carry a black banner, and the British royal family's website will also display an obituary on a black background. Government business in Great Britain will be suspended for the next 10 days. D-Day 1. The new king. The day after the Queen's death, the new king is officially proclaimed at 10 a.m. at St. James Palace. It's going to be a tough day for the heir to the throne, Prince Charles. Not only does the mourn the person lost, the 73-year-old also has to take up his new post. In the afternoon, the Prime Minister and the Cabinet will have an audience with the new king. Incidentally, Springtide is the name given to Charles' enthronement. D-Day 2, Queen's coffin is taken to London. 2 days after the death of the Queen, her coffin is taken to Buckingham Palace in London and received there. D-Day 3 and 4, the new king tours his country. As the new king, Prince Charles embarks on a journey across the United Kingdom. First to Scotland, then Northern Ireland, followed by Wales. At the same time, rehearsals of Operation Lion, the process of the royal coffin from Buckingham Palace to Westminster Palace, are taking place in the British capital. D-Day 5, processions through London. Queen Elizabeth's coffin is carried in a procession through London on the Palace of Westminster. A service will then be held in her honour. D-Day 6 to 9. Queen is laid out. While here to the throne, Charles pays a visit to the Welsh Parliament and attends various services. The Queen is laid out in the Westminster Palace for 3 days. This operation is called a feather. Mourners can now say goodbye to the monarch 23 hours a day. VIPs get a time ticket so they don't have to wait long. In addition to the Queen's funeral, which has been planned for years, is being rehearsed. D-Day 10, a state funeral. The state funeral of Queen of England takes place on the 10th day after her death. Her family members will say goodbye to her at the Westminster Abbey in London. There will be 2-minute silence nationwide at noon. There will be a procession in both London and Windsor. In addition, this day is a national holiday called Day of Mourning. If the funeral falls on a weekday, it's up to the employees themselves whether they allow their employees to go. After the funeral, the Queen will be buried in St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. The royal body is buried in the King George VI Memorial Chapel. Her husband, Prince Philip, who died in April 2021, also rests in the adjacent royal vault. The two will be rested by side forever. Also buried in the memorial chapel are the Queen's father, mother, and sister Margaret.